See, right now, I'm about to eat and talk on somebody's podcast. I don't really like to go on those joints a lot. This shit is all new, everything new. I don't like to, actually, I don't know who I'll be talking to in them joints. I got a question right here. Oh shit, that's dumb already. I ain't even get my food in me. Yeah.
You're live on the podcast now.
Right now?
Right now.
All right.
All right.
All right, what do you say, just talk? I don't know how to do, they can hear me? Hold on, what did I say? All right, I'm gonna just talk about it. The question was about hospitals, something about the hospitals. How you feel? My name is ApeXSOLAR1 from YouTube, Soul Future. Subscribe today, SOUL spacebar future. Yeah, ApeXSOLAR1 live. Thank you, LA. Appreciate you. I don't get no feedback, so I'm gonna just talk because I don't have no feedback. She's running this from a phone or something else. And y'all can give me, take my apology. I'm very hungry. I've been up for a while. I have not ate. I have not eaten good in a while because I've been just moving around. Got nobody to cook for me and take care of me like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I guess y'all listen for me to talk about the hospital thing that I was saying, why it's not good to go to hospitals and other things of that nature. I don't got too much time because I'm eating, and I told my boy that. But what it was about the hospitals was that I got some yams. These are yams. These is good. I got some baked mac. I got some salad and stuff. I'll close this. So yeah, what it was is I was speaking to y'all about hospitals and the business of hospitals and oh shit, you hear me? Talk right now. The business of hospitals and things of that nature. I don't go to hospitals. I don't get sick. I haven't been in hospital, I think, since I was young. I think I was in a sickle cell treatment center. And I was born with sickle cell, which is a malaria defender. It defends you from certain water sicknesses and stuff like that. Anyway, real quick about hospitals, FYI, for people to know. Hospitals was actually for military and to house them and take care of them, not to cure them. Now, everything I'm saying, y'all look up in your history or public information. When they began hospitals, it wasn't with the thought of being able or curing anybody or healing anybody. It was to show a hospitality. That's why I say hospital. And it was the general idea of it. And the general hospital and all the other hospitals I trust is umbrella up underneath one main general hospital. And the hospitals were built to care for people like hospices, when they can't do nothing else for you, when you just go there, take care of you so you can die. That's really what a hospital is now. Only the trick is to make you think that you're being cured or you're going someplace to be cured, but they have the same mind concept of when they began hospitals, just to show a hospitality. That's the word, hospital. When you go to a hospital or a treatment center or any of these things, they're not telling you that they're curing you. It's not a curing center. It's not a healing center. It's a medical treatment center. We're going to treat your medical problem. They offering no contract to heal or cure you. In fact, it would be just the opposite. They need you to stay sick and keep needing medicine and not get cured. And which gets us to what happened was, and y'all can check this out. See, my food, I didn't want to do this because my food is getting hot. cold now. Oh, they can hear me, right? They can hear me? All right. And, this is good. Excuse me, y'all. So basically it was for, I think, generals that would get hurt on the battlefield. And you would try to cure him, but you make sure he's someplace safe because he can die like a warrior, Purple Heart. So you make sure you give him some kind of hospitality before he died. And thus you get General Hospital. It was really to tend to military generals, army generals, and stuff that was hurt on the battlefield. And later on took into the states as building hospitals to care for people, not with the mentality or the thought pattern of curing people, to house you and show sick people the hospitality. What happened was they would get a lot of donations for these care centers, because that's what a hospital is, a care center. When I say donations, I'm talking about billions and billions of dollars, because the hospital turns over a lot of money to politicians. So this is the underground of it, the underworld of it. This is stuff that's not in education or books that you have to be behind the scenes to know about. You get a lot of political donations to change certain laws or make sure the hospital or the medical world has, separate laws catering to what hospitals need to do. What happened was, as they started caring for people, and so many people came in caring, that needed care, as they started getting a donation and building these hospitals all around, America, it was cost, because you still got to hire a crew, you got to get materials, it's time, you got to politic where the hospital is going to be at. That takes the state or the city that you're in to agree. You might need a little political assistance with that. But the kickback in medicine and what you pay in going to a hospital and just a mere ambulance ride and all that, we're talking. The hospital literally brings in more money than, I would say, any other organization on the planet Earth. It has to bring in more money than NASA, than anything big you can think of. It has to be right up there as number one. Billions and billions of dollars a year in drug dealing and pharmaceuticals. But anyway, as they're building, this begins to cost. So they started not being able to build, it was costing too much, donations wasn't coming in fast enough. So someone came up with an idea. Everyone that we're taking care of for free, right? We now make them pay. And they're already sick, so they need us. So we offer now a way to take care of them. Maybe through Medicare or out your pockets, if you're a taxpaying working American. And the hospitals went on, then was able to get a law passed that exempts them from charging prices that are regular. Because by this time, they had to recoup so much money that they said, well, we got to get a lot of this money back that we're losing on building these hospitals. First of all, the design of the hospitals wasn't no good. The architecture was built too closed in. The hospitals didn't have enough nature rooms, meaning rooms with views. Statistically, if you look, hospitals, we checked this up, hospitals, trying to do all this off memory, I did this hospital stuff so long ago. Hospitals, statistically, if you go to statistics, there's more improvement in a patient that's in a room with a window looking out at nature. This is about statistics. Then you put a patient in a room where they can't have no view or there's no window. This is about statistics. They started lesson. You have to have a private room with a window and pay for that separately, because experiments have shown that when a patient is looking out into nature or natural things, they start healing and feeling better on their own. When a lot of the sunlight, look this up, and they'll tell you exactly when sunlight is going into that room, the patients statistically heal faster. This is medical information. That's true. The walls was being from room to room, patients into each room. Once you understand body, once you understand the biology of your body and know that your body is aroma, how you think you put a cologne on, somebody can smell it over here? Well, if you're sick, that travels too. Whatever comes out of your body, your sweat, whatever, if you're near your mate or your girlfriend or boyfriend, they can get a fever too from your sweat, from your saliva and all that kind of stuff, but airborne. So patients not really supposed to be, 3 and 4 patients in a room, how they have it, square room, 1, 2, 3, 4, either 1, 2, you pull his curtain back and the other patient is over there. That's a danger. Then statistically, they started seeing that people that never was introduced to infections come to a hospital and have to stay for 2 to 3 months. And they get infected in hospitals. 80% of people that go to hospitals get an infection inside the hospital. This is by statistics. It was back then, so I know it got to be higher now. Now, hospitals have a law passed. I forgot what it's called. General hospital law, something like that. Where they can take a simple bag of IV that may cost $11 if you go to buy it. IV bag with what they have in it, like salt or whatever they have in it to, when you dehydrate it, hook you up, stick it in you. You can go buy that on your own for $11. Maybe $12, maybe less, right? It will be, I think, $175 for the IV bag at the hospital. Certain pills at the hospital, they charge you $37 a piece. A pill. Then you have to get a whole prescription. Each pill in there, maybe $100, $37 a pill. An ambulance ride could cost you $3,000. If the hospital swabs you, alcohol swab, I think it's something like $7 a swab they charge you. Look this up. I want everybody to hear me and look this up because I'm going right through it, y'all. I'm looking at this. Y'all hear me and look this up that's listening. That go to the hospital. You get billed for the ambulance ride. You get billed if they swab you. You get billed for the IV that go into your arm. You get billed for the tube that they had to pay for to put your blood in. And these bills are extra high by law. You can't do nothing about it. Meaning a hospital can charge you $20 for a box of Band-Aids that you might be able to go out and buy, run across the street and get for $6. But there'll be $20 to $30 in the hospital. If they swab you, if they take out that wooden stick and tell you to go, you got to pay back for that stick. So when you get the bill from the hospital that ain't curing you, that's all your bills. And that all kicks back. That's enough money, so much money. They can kick to politicians that money to keep certain medical laws going so that they can keep this going, but they're not curing anybody. Now, the other thing is, in the hospitals, one of the main things is what they're doing. All right, hold on. Right. I'm sorry, I had to eat a few more. So what happens is, the big thing is, when they determined that the cost of these hospitals being built was costing too much, again, this is how you begin welcome into the medical world. Because you can go to places like Canada and go to the hospital, use the hospital, everything is there, taken care of for you for free if you're a taxpaying Canadian or whatever. And medical things there are free. They had that here. That's just way back. That's how hospitals started out, just caring for you, not treating you. And remember, they keep that same policy. So when it got to the construction and they feel that it was cost, they had the idea to now charge the people that they were caring for and then start calling you patients. Patients was so they can get money for you. Yo.
Michael said, why you not answering? He's been calling you since 8 o'clock this morning.
He's not calling me.
He said you're not.
Tell him I'm live on an iPod right now, and he's not calling me.
Oh, he said he's live on the iPod.
And I didn't get no phone call from Mecca. On the 212?
He said he FaceTimed you. He said he's live on the iPod.
Oh, I'm on. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. So nah, he ain't been calling me since that early. Excuse me, y'all. I told you I'm busy and I gotta go. And I'm holding somebody up. Anyway, remember that. So the construction, they began to call you patients because that's the word they had to use to get money for you. to.
He said, did you want to go in the Malachi sparring with some pros or some shit?
When?
Today.
What time?
What time he said? Malachi, he said what? 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I go.
He said he'd go with you.
That's about my son Malachi. And he walked right back in and talked live. I told him I was on the iPod. But they was calling me and she do I want to go see my son Malachi spar today against some pros. That boy nuts. He gonna hurt some pros. Anyway, forgive me, y'all. I'm talking to my friends, people. So when you let me get back to where I'm at. They had to call you patients to get the money for you. It's sort of like if you want to sell a certain medicine that can calm a person down that's really psychotic. And you got the medicine to calm a psychotic person down. Well, you set up all these doctors that work for you. And you hidden hand. You set up this system. Doctor goes in and evaluates you. He has to bring back at least a 70% out of 100% rate of telling these patients, yeah, you need this prescription, or they're not selling the prescription. So the doctors are the one that'll just deem you crazy, write you off, and that passes on, and then that's prescription sold, and it goes that way with everything. No, you're not well, you need this. Well, no, you're not quite well yet. The cancer came back. You need this. So you got a team of people pushing drugs behind doctors or so-called psychiatrists or people that come in and evaluate you that has all these PhDs and all of this. Is why they go through these colleges and get PhD, and they wonder how they get so high up, wonder how they get this job here. Now that you got that job, go evaluate Charles Manson. Come back with a crazy verdict so we can shoot him up and keep telling this story. We can't have him calm. Same thing. We got all this medicine that we raped out of the natural earth. I don't know what the hell Vita is, but we're going to put the word Vita on minerals and sell vitamins. And this is a big business. Then we're going to team up with all the large fast food corporations who got permits to build their McDonald's or KFCs in certain cities and with no problem. Why? Because that runs side and side with the hospitals. Here's fast food. Here's what's going to make them sick. Here's what's going to send them to the hospitals. So the fast food companies, all of them, ain't going to name no names. You know where y'all go eat. All of them are hooked up. They don't care about, they hate the health eating movement. Hospitals hate for y'all to start thinking and, I'm going to be vegan, I don't want to eat meat. Hospitals don't like that because you won't be sick a lot and you won't have to depend on them. So people don't understand that fast food is set up contracted with hospitals, politicians, and all of that to make this thing work. So when they had to call you a patient now because they said, wait a minute, this is costing building these care centers. And then they figured a new way that they can get you to pay for it. And they had a law written for them that favors them, that once you under hospital care, all of this stuff can cost this much. It can just go up hundreds of dollars. Y'all check it out. Down to IV maybe costing $10 or $11. And if you get a bill from the hospital because they used a bag of IV on you, your bill might be like $200. You understand? If you took your time and somebody walked you outside and had your Uber to go to your hospital, you pay that Uber bill, which might be $15 to get to your hospital. But you had to call an ambulance. So when you get the bill for the ride for the ambulance, whether it's on your Medicaid or your personal bill, it would be something like, I guess, average of $2,000 an ambulance ride. You have to pay for the gas, everything. I'm telling you, y'all check this out. To not be cured. So now, real quick, to those who are still listening, and forgive me again, you're doing all this to not be cured. You go to the hospital, the infection rate is so high. and things of that nature. You're not being cured, and it's not safe in a hospital. And also, check this out. Hospitals are designed with floors that shouldn't be in hospitals, shiny, slippery floors. And hospitals pay out, I think, $2 billion a year just on nurses slipping or patients slipping and being sued from slipping on hospital floors. And they won't change the design of it. They won't change the design of the corridors. They won't make it more spacier. They won't give people privilege to more natural rooms with windows. They can have natural views, since they know statistically that helps people get the sun in there. No, they're building hospitals to where you go in, you get sick, and you get an infection. Okay, they're building these hospitals like this. It's a big business. So you have to ask yourself, if they're spending billions and billions of dollars all around the world, putting up all these hospitals, all this equipment, all this new electronic equipment that they're radiating you now with, put you in a fancy room and put a TV, a flat screen in front of you that they know emits radiation. It's just, you don't belong watching TV in a hospital. You don't belong around no computers, no phones, no nothing when you're in a hospital, because they know what that gives off. So, pay attention. If you're in the hospital business and you're putting up billions and billions of dollars, you pay politicians billions and billions of dollars, it's because you have a billions and billions of dollars drug industry called pharmaceuticals, or prescriptions that you give to these people and charge these people so much money. Old women, 80, 90 years old, be getting bills over $5,000 and $6,000 for 2 and 3 bottles of pills, and their psychiatry. They're psyched out and told that if they don't use this stuff, they might think they'll die. You ever see somebody hurt and they get to their pill and they go like this, and they go, oh, wow. Now how the fuck? That pill didn't get in your system yet. You just took it. And they're calm because they took that pill. Not realizing they just cured themselves, thinking they took a pill. The pill couldn't even work yet. Didn't get past your tonsils yet. But you think for some reason once you pop that pill, you don't got a headache no more. You kind of calm down, your head stop pumping, but the pill couldn't work that much. So it's psychic. It's a psychological, what they're playing on you. So think of this. If you got all this going on, we got all these kickbacks to these politicians that we got to, because they're passing the right laws that it's legal for a hospital to do this or do that or do that. They're getting the permits everyone want to put up. The hospital could be bigger, no problem. You got a permit for it and things of that nature. What happens if they do start curing people? What happens if they start curing people? What happens if you have a home and you take somebody in and that person never gets the job, never do nothing to leave your house? He stays there forever. What happens if you go and get a job, get up off his ass and make a lot of money? He can tell you, look, I saved money, thanks for letting me stay, I can go now. If you're a type of person that wants somebody underneath you, that you can brag and say, you stay with me, that you can control because they don't have nothing, then him staying is just what you need. You're not going to offer him a job. You're not going to do nothing for him to get out of your house. Well, just like hospitals, you're sick. Or at least they want to make you think you're sick, or make you sick by the environment you go in called hospital. Walking into a place that got thousands and thousands of other germs and sick people that come there, and you're all going to meet there to cure yourself. How much germs is in the building of a hospital, period. Okay, how much disinfectant on that stuff they use. You got different crews in hospitals, maintenance crews, you got nurses, you got doctors, you got people coming in and stuff like that. So if they make you sick, if they cure you, how can they take care of their kickbacks? If they can't sell any more prescriptions by telling old people they're sick, they need this, if they can't get you to come to the hospital and get all these bills just for coming, they don't have to do too much. No, that's a bill. As long as you came and they can bill you $3,000, you can go to Medicaid, however you can pay for it is being paid for, and those kickbacks are going. So if you're not sick anymore, you're not going to a hospital no more, there's no ambulance ride, there's none of that, then what can they do? What can they do? They have to, so they're never going to cure you and say you're released, you don't need this prescription no more. No more prescription. How are they going to, if they do that times every customer, every patient, then how are they going to survive? How can a doctor survive by curing somebody? He should survive by curing somebody, surviving his heart that he helped humanity. But it ain't always about that. So now you put that with penitentiaries. with the building of penitentiaries that been becoming a big business. Why are you building penitentiaries? Because people are looking at the shape of America. All you gotta do is look at America, look at the crime, look at what they're promoting, look at what television and gangster rap and horror movies and all the scare and fear they're putting into people. You know, lack of jobs and all that, lack of fair everything. You get robberies, you get crime, people see it. Crime is going to go on. These people are going to end up in jail. I need to build a jail so that I can get $50,000 or $30,000 to $50,000 per inmate. So let's go out and really promote gangster rap and horror music and horrorism and trans this and mix the whole world up. Drive people crazy, domestic violence. As soon as we get to his house, let's lock the guy up. We need somebody across these jail doors now to fill these jails. Jails are a business. You can invest now in jails. But who's going to these jails? The Latinos, the Mexicans, and the blacks. That's a lot of whites, don't get me wrong, but the population is that. And they need crime. Because without crime, what do you have a criminal defense attorney for? How can a lawyer do his job? What would a DA do? Who would she prosecute if the world got better? If we let Michael Jackson heal the world and change and do what he want to do and start stop the violence movements and conscious rap and all that, that might stop people from doing the wrong thing, but they don't need that. So it's like a hospital. A jail is sort of like a hospital. What good is a jail without an inmate? Now you got a jail. What you think you're going to do? You're going to go out and create an inmate to put in that jail. Who are you going to work with? You're going to work with law enforcement. You're going to work with law. People that can say, now what are they doing? They're selling like in the 80s. What are they doing? How can we fill these jails? Well, they're selling a thing called crack. Well, let's just make a law. If they got 7 grams of it, they got to do 5 years. Because we know that's what they're going to have in their pocket. And through that law, when they came out with that, if y'all remember that, and raised the law on crack, if it's hard, you can get this much time because that's what we was out there selling. But if the cocaine is soft, like they were sniffing in the White House and in office buildings and the higher ups was snorting in corporate America, it's no problem. It's a pat on the shoulder. So they have to get gangster rap in because music is a key that will vibrate and cause crime, make people go out and do crazy things. So penitentiaries are big business. You got a lot of celebrities getting into penitentiaries, which is sick. And like I said, there was even a meeting before about a lot of the rap artists, the CEOs, that they was put together and asked that could they only sign gangster rap. And it was offering these CEOs, if we can do this and get the conscious rappers out of there, we put gangster rap out of there, we can fill these jails, we can offer you stop on these jails. And we have a plan to fill the jails. So it's just like with the hospitals. They have a plan to fill the hospitals by polluting the air. Fast food restaurants, everywhere you go, and just think about how fast everything is going. You got this new job, you don't got time to make breakfast in the morning, you gotta grab this, you're walking out with coffee mugs, you're walking out with a half a sandwich, you're not eating right, you're tired when you go home. So you gotta go out, Chinese food. They've even got with the Orientals, the Chinese people, that with all the Chinese contracts, it would be logic for them to sign with the Chinese and say, look, here, take this, put a little bit of this in each of your Chinese food, because all our black people, they eat Chinese food night after night, day after day. Use these chickens, do this, and they're going to get sick from Chinese food, all kind of Chinese food, and they'll come right to the hospital. So it's a cycle, vicious cycle that you're living in. And I usually don't speak about the political forum or this kind of stuff because it's not my thing, but I was asked by a friend. So look, I got to go tend to stuff. My food is now cold for me doing a favor, but it's all good. I am So Future. You find me on YouTube. My name is ApeXSOLAR1. Don't even know if you're still there, if you're listening. But thank you for listening, and join me at any time. And please subscribe when you do come to the channel. And when I say that, I act like that when I'm doing an open podcast, all right? Peace and blessings, and thank y'all. If I missed anything, I apologize. I hope y'all got something out of that. Usually that's, years ago stuff to me. I didn't even have to sharpen up on none of that because I know, what's still going on in the underworld. I know the hand behind the hand behind the hand. It's bigger than what y'all think. And is there secret government, secret people, secret powers? I would just leave it at secret powers, man. But It's nothing for you to fight. It's something for you to be aware of and keep on moving in the soul future direction. All right? Apex Solar 1.